welcome everyone to this Changemaker 20 Summit. The theme of today's session is economic inclusion and poverty alleviation. And the topic of our today's session is Tribalink, empowering tribal communities through entrepreneurship. Just a brief background before we go ahead. My name is Nikita, and I have been working with the Incubation Center called TIS Incube Foundation, associated with the Center for Social Entrepreneurship at the School of Management and Labor Studies, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. The Incubation Center undertakes a lot of initiatives to promote the entrepreneurial ecosystem within campus, outside campus, among the entrepreneurial committee, among the innovators committee, and we do a lot of support initiatives to promote entrepreneurship across regions, across remote areas. And one such unique initiative is at the region of district of Jagdalpur, Bastar, where we have been associated with an incubation center called ThinkBee, which is an initiative of the district administration of Bastar. And the vision is to encourage the entrepreneurial ecosystem and boost the economy in this region. While TIS and district administration of Bastar has been taking such initiatives, there have been some heroes who have already been present in the region and have already have a standhold in the community, have created a huge impact in the community without any ecosystem that was developed before, and have been inspiring the youth and others to create impact in any region like Bastar, Jagdalpur. And we have with us three such heroes, entrepreneurs, whom I will introduce one by one. Amongst them, first is Mr. Jeet Singh Arya. Jeet Singh Arya is the founder of Unexplored Bastar. Jeet Singh is a passionate advocate for sustainable tourism and a connoisseur of India's tribal cultures. With a decade-long corporate journey in the financial world, he embarked on a remarkable shift to champion tourism in his native Bastar while empowering local communities through sustainable practices. Jeet's exceptional vision and dedication have garnered recognition from media giants like History Channels, Condé Nast Traveler, and Your Story. He has graced prestigious platforms including TEDx, the Global Responsible Tourism Summit, and India's pioneering Tribal Entrepreneurship Summit. His commitment has earned him the Indian Responsible Tourism Award 2023 by Outlook Traveler. We have Jeet with us here today, and I would like Jeet to speak more about him and what he is doing. So, Jeet, I would like you to share some light, spread some light on your background and what inspired you to work with the tribal communities in Bastar. How did Unexplored Bastar come into existence, and what was the initial vision behind it?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nikita ma'am, for such a elaborative introduction. So here I am, Jeet Singh Arya. Actually, I'm born and brought up from Bastar, Jagdalpur region. And initially, I'm a BSc graduate in geology and botany. And then at the time of graduation, I completed I was into finance industry, stockbroking firm. And eventually, the first time I moved out from Bastar was doing my MBA. At the time of MBA, I came into, when I talk about that I am from Bastar. So there is a very negative notion about Bastar. It's, very negative that this is very conflicted zone. And the second thing was that people have a very negative notion about tribal community as well. So for changing that, we three of us, three of like the three of my friends, we together started Unexplored Bastar as a social media page. We founded it on Facebook, the social media page. And eventually, then I was working in market research and business consulting organization. I started my journey as a intern there, and eventually got into a working partner mode and CEO there. And then while I was working for market research, my core domain was social development sector. So I traveled to Meghalaya, northeastern states, Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Kerala, and other parts of India. So I came to realize that uh, doing a job in, uh, while seeing everything, the potential everywhere, I have seen a huge gap which is there in Bastar. So in 2016, I took a step and I left my corporate job and I came back to Bastar and started doing something on tourism sector. So our entire approach in tourism sector was a community centric approach. We'll talk more about it. So the journey started from a Facebook and eventually started in 2010 as a Facebook as a tool to promote Bastar in a very positive sense. Tribal culture, waterfalls, nature, the two picture of Bastar, and eventually moved in 2016, made it as a enterprise. This is small about our organization. Yeah. Thank you.
We have with us our next entrepreneur, Nisha Bothra. Nisha is an architect by profession. She's born and brought up in the land of tribes, Bastar in Satendra. In the process of doing architecture, she realized the richness and importance of the homeland. After living in four different states of India for quite some time, she realized the potential of the land, the ample amount of opportunities which Bastar can offer. And after coming back here from 7 years of her journey, exploring different opportunities to explore her own land, and came up with the idea of founding her organization called Ocher Studio. Ocher Studio is house of not just designers but also the local artisans, where she is experimenting on several regional art forms around her. The inspiration comes to her with the love that she has and respect she has for the homeland of Bastar. Nisha, welcome to the session. I would like you to introduce yourself and shed light on how Opus Studio was formed, how it is being able to bridge the gap between the traditional tribal craftsmanship and the modern design.
Hello, thank you, Nikita, for having us here. So it's definitely a great opportunity to be here and speak about the work we have done for our homeland. So I think it all started when I was pursuing my architecture and I was traveling here and there, like working in states like Rajasthan and Gujarat for some amount of time, and was astounded by the amount of richness in art and culture they have. But while coming, at that particular point of time, I had not explored my own place enough. But after coming back from Rajasthan and Gujarat, when I just saw the kind of richness, basically architecture give us a tool and a perspective to see like how rich our own land is. Uh, then it gave me a trigger like there is something more which we can do in the lanes of art and culture. So basically my approach was little different. I mean, it was definitely to conserve and promote the local art form, but in a direction of modern era and something which can go with the modern timelines basically. So as talking about the bridging gap between traditional and modern day scenario, I would like to show some kind of references. Just a second. I think there's some technical issue, but anyway. So basically, while talking about connecting tradition and innovation together, there are basically two sectors. One which is one while infusing innovation with tradition. Something are visible as a product output, and sometimes it's not very much visible as a product output. So, firstly, talking about the visible aspect. In terms of in terms of innovation, the first thing which comes into the picture is technology. So while we are working with artisans, just providing them or like aiding them with modern equipments and modern things, like modern tools and modern equipments do bring them a good resultant in terms of product. And but though it looks same like what they had earlier, but it is more efficient for them in terms of the energy they put in and the kind of time which is consumed for that particular thing. So having more technologically advanced systems, machineries and tools do make the process efficient, though the product output is not that visible. In case of visibility, I think innovation in terms of design is something which is more visible to the buyer. So basically, Bastar do have a very strong traditional design setup, but which is not very much equipped with the modern utility thing. So in terms of in the standing in the market and making it more viable to the user, we have just changed the appearance of the product, making it more usable in forms of daily utility items like having bags and different kind of daily utility items with different categories which fits into the modern scenario, but do keeping the soul of the art form alive, like using the same traditional 5,000-year-old technique to make it, though we are using machines, but the stroke of the design should be the same. So that's how there are two aspects where what we see infusing tradition and innovation together, like something is visible and something is not visible to the buyers, basically.
Thanks, Nisha. We'll come back to you with more questions on your business model. We have with us our third entrepreneur and speaker, Mr. Satendra Singh Lilhare. He's a Bothra Fellow and Development Engineer, leading a for-profit development enterprise in Uttar Bastar, Chhattisgarh. He's promoting the NTFPs, that's non-timber forest produce based livelihood for small and marginal tribal women farmers in the region. Satendra is a young leader who is passionate about empowering farmers and poor families by engaging them in the business, by increasing the shelf life of NTFCs and converting them into value-added marketable products. He has more than 14 years of grassroots experience working with farmer producer collectives. He's founded Bastar Se Bazar Tak, a multi-award winning social enterprise working on the processing and marketing of forest produce. Mr. Satendra is the founder of the organization Bastar Se Bazar Tak. He has won the Tata Social Enterprise Challenge 2021, and he has also been alumnus to different institutions like Azim Premji University, which is at Bangalore, the Bharati Vidya Bhavans, SPJIMR Mumbai, and Nagpur University. We very warmly welcome you, Satendra ji, here, and request you to give a brief introduction of Bastar Se Bazar Tak, what work has been happening over the past few years, and people.
Yeah. आप सभी को नमस्ते. Thank you so much, Nikita, for generous introduction. Our social enterprise name is a Bastar Se Bazar Tak, based out North Bastar, Chhattisgarh. I am Satendra Singh Lilhare, representing the organization, and we are in the domain of a post-harvest.
Please go ahead, Satendra ji.
Yeah, Nikita ji, you start with question, I think.
All right, all right. So, Satendra ji, can you throw some light on how Bastar se Bazar tak has been able to connect the tribal producers to the wider market while ensuring fair compensations? Can you throw some light on this? Your model and how you have been able to connect them to the market.
Thank you so much. The model itself, Bastar se Bazar tak, is evolved. Bastar is a geography in Chhattisgarh, and Bazar is the unlimited sky, not only in Chhattisgarh but adjacent to the other state and across the country as well as the foreign. So we are working on a post-harvest management of non-timber forest produce, such as custard apple, tamarind, jamun, desi raw mango. So we are converting this valuable forest produce into the pulp, puree, paste, and supplying throughout the year to our institutional buyer. Before starting this journey, Bastar se Bazar tak, I belongs to the small village Narvekar in Gundia. From smallholder tribal family in Bundia, and we are since generation paddy farming. When I saw the paddy, the support price before 10, 12 years, and my mother itself agriculture farmers in village, but after sowing the paddy, not able to earn the profit throughout the paddy, and I learned कि कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. So then I decided to work on some time as a part-time basis in the city where understood the model, trade, mandis, and other nuances. And while I was in Azim Premji University, Bangalore, then I studied about the social entrepreneurship model, how the different world accepting the social entrepreneurship model. So why we are not starting the social entrepreneurship model? Then I came to know about the Niti Ayoga report where 115 aspirational districts. So I connected with one of the organization Bangalore based in Chhattisgarh, worked 32 months closely with the farmers, and I decided to start with something for profit venture and then started this journey together. Bastar se Bazar.
Thank you, Satendra ji. I will come back to Jeet. And Jeet, you mentioned how Unexplored Bastar was formed and what was your vision behind it. I want to understand from your intervention at the community level, what unique aspects of tribal culture and communities have you discovered in Bastar while you have been working there, and how you have been able to engage and collaborate with these communities while maintaining the respect for these traditions and their way of life, because we know yours is a very community centric community approach model, so would like to understand more on this front.
Yeah. So I'll take you how our model entirely works. So as we work on a community tourism model. That's a part of sustainable tourism. So the first part is getting the Bastar, as you know, Bastar, the tribal culture is very popular and very intact as of now. So we work with the tribal community. So first of all, the tribal community, there are 10 different, more than 10 different tribal groups are there. Some are PVTGs, and working with them, we personally, entire our team and me personally, I've been from Bastar. We have seen that the minimalism, the tribal community, which has the simplicity, the life, and the dependency on the forest and agriculture, those all things, some or it always fascinates me, learning from that, how minimalism can be a subject from which can be learned entirely by the world. Right now there are many things that people take very fancy about it, which is sustainability. It is a very popular word nowadays that everyone talks about sustainability. But the tribal culture, from the day one, it was a sustainable only. So it is a it is a coming back kind of a thing for me as well, coming from a corporate background, coming back to Bastar and reconnect with the actual root. That is all the thing. So if I talk about the community centric approach, so while we respect the community and our entire model base is, the core base is the community. So community, if I talk about community tourism, so as an organization with some partnering with the district administration as well as some NGOs, we train and Gram Panchayat, we train the local youth in tourism sector because tourism for them is a very new thing. So we train them on hospitality, on homestay, on trekking, and also on the destination management thing. So all these things which we give a training, we make their SHGs. That's called as self-help group. We make their self-help group, and now they get livelihood out of it. So they manage the destination. They give different services to the tourists. Before, if you when we have started, and before, if you would have visited Bastar and anyone has visited Bastar, you could have seen the economy benefit was actually not coming to the local people. It is because it is a popular saying that we had the bhajia economy. Bhajia means if somebody, a tourist is coming to Bastar, the only income which is earned by the local people is getting a 10 rupees from a tourist eating bhajia. So that was the maximum which they were getting. Now we just wanted to change that notion entirely and concentrate on creating more avenues for them to, giving the services and also earning. It is, we can't ask that we are local and you need to pay and also not giving any services. So we give training to them on giving different kind of services like guiding services, camping services, trekking services, local food as a services, different kind of homestay as a services, and they make a livelihood out of it. So this is the main one pillar. If I talk about, so we act as a bridge between the tribal community, the local administration, and importantly the tourist. So if tourist is coming, so we just become a bridge and we take them to the people, to the tribal community who will give them different services. This is how our entire model works. So they also earn, we also earn, and the economy, the local income is getting generated. The local economy is getting
Wonderful,
flourished.
Jeet. Just
Yeah.
dragging the same question to Nisha, when we are talking about collaborating and being a bridge between the community and the market or the tourist, how have you been able to collaborate with the tribal artisans that you have and together you can have people to build the products that you are at present extending to the market. So we'd like to understand more on that, Nisha. I'll just extend that question meanwhile to Satendra ji, asking about your intervention with the community in growing your business model. How are you engaging with these communities? Because there are a huge number of women farmers that are connected to Bastar se Bazar tak. How are you communicating with them? How are you engaging with them on daily basis? How do you develop this collaboration model at Bastar se Bazar?
Nikita, it's wonderful. So we have a village level collection center which is exclusively run and owned by the group of women. And we have a model called as a SBM, not a Swachh Bharat mission. This is the Sehat, Barkat and Muskurahat. Sehat for our urban consumer where we are supplying our naturally forest produce. Barkat for our social enterprise because there is no Barkat, there is no sustainability. And Muskurahat in the face of the children, tribal women farmers children, where they are getting premium price, minimum support price, and decent wage employment at the village level only. So our long-term vision also the reducing the forest produce losses, building the natural forest product, and creating supportive and flexible employment for smallholder tribal women farmers. So the approach and system, yes, we believe the farmers centric approach, because our whole model is depend on the farmers. Because अगर जंगल में पेड़ नहीं रहेंगे, there is a no tree in the forest, so there is a no fruit, so our model is completely collapsed. And between the people centric approach, yes, women is the main pillar in our social enterprise, because farmers is also on the board of our enterprise community centric approach. So while we are doing our daily activity, engaging with them in the mainstream line and forest produce processing at the village level, and in the whole value chain model of this forest produce, each and every step we are involving the tribal farmers family, starting from the procurement, processing to the marketing. At the most important factor, we realize tribal farmers are selling their non-timber forest produce from since generation. आज से 50 साल पहले भी they are collecting, selling to the different channel in the market, starting from the Kochia. In Chhattisgarh, there is a name in local language, Kochia. But the main key, our intervention and benefits to the smallholder tribal farmer is the system and approach. They are getting fair wages. ये नहीं होता है कि एक्सचेंज ऑफ गुड्स काइंड ऑफ थिंग की टोकनी में लेके आ गए विदाउट वेट एंड मेजरमेंट लाइक कोचियार परचेसिंग. नो, we have a clear cut standard SOPs at the village level, because in front of farmers and in between farmers, they are the main central people. So we started with weight and measurement system at the village level first, then payment transaction through banking mode at the village level. Third, we are giving the wage, decent wage employment to them. एंड लास्ट एंड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट कि ये नहीं कि जंगल में झाड़ है उससे प्रोड्यूस ले लेना है, ऐसा नहीं है. उनको हम कैसे बढ़ा सकते हैं, हाउ वी आर मल्टीप्लाइंग द फॉरेस्ट. तो रीजनरेटिव फॉरेस्ट अप्रोच से द ट्री प्लांटेशन, सीड जो होता है उसको सैपलिंग करने का. सो दीज आर द इनिशिएटिव्स वी आर डूइंग.
I would also like to understand from you, Satendra, how are you being able to collaborate with other stakeholders like governments, other NGOs? How are you working along with them to bringing everyone together and be able to execute your model? How are you doing that, and how are you be able to create a holistic ecosystem of support for tribal entrepreneurs through this?
Wonderful. So we believe firmly partnerships and collaborations and co-creative model. So we are directly associated with 1125 smallholder farmer in 17 villages in 6 panchayat in North Bastar. We have 5 major collaborations. For an example, we have a social purpose organization, Pradhan in Udyogini. So they have a 7,500 tribal women farmer base in the field. So these two collaboration. We have a one memorandum of understanding with Guru Ghasidas Central University, Bilaspur, for research and development in pharmaceutical produce. So what can be we can develop from the non-timber forest produce to the pharmaceutical industry. And yes, mainly we have a Buddha Institute collaborations also. And in Bastar, there is a Think Be Incubation Center. Always Tata Institute of Social Science supported us. So we have a Think Be collaboration also to start and replicate this model in rural South Bastar. So this collaboration is we are planning to start this season. So in terms of collaborations and partnership, yes, because each and everything we cannot do alone. हम अकेले उतना नहीं कर सकते. And we want to scale and major benefit passing through the community. So the collaboration and partnership is the key thing. And apart from partnerships and collaboration, we have a market linkages support also from this collaboration. So not only me, my co-founder Harish Kashyap ji, Ambika ji, Sandeep bhai, these are the local farmers cadre. These also firmly believing in collaborations and partnership. And yes, we want to long vision to make a 100 crore company with 5,000 smallholder tribal farmer known to be a Lakpati Didi based on our internal niti, or we can say our internal governance policy. So hopefully in next 2 to 3 years we are strong collaboration and partnership will be seen. Yes.
Thank you, Satendra ji. And now reach out to Nisha. If Nisha will join now, I could see her. Yes. So Nisha, we were talking about how our business models have been flourishing through community collaborations. So I wanted to know from your end as well how you have been closely engaging with these artisans and be able to bring up the products that you are, because I'm sure that the artisans must be having their own set of indigenous knowledge and you come with a different set of knowledge. How are you coming together to build this venture, build the products and deliver it to the market? Okay, I guess Nisha is facing some trouble. We'll go back to Jeet with another question that we have for Unexplored Bastar, talking about the challenges and impact that you have been creating. I would like from you to understand what are some of the pressing challenges that you must have failed, because we have our own set of thoughts about Bastar. We think that it must be very difficult working in Bastar, having a back of the mind that it's what Bastar is infamous for. So we would like to understand from you what are the real challenges, are the challenges that we think you must be facing or the challenges are something else that you're facing. So we'd like to understand from what are the challenges and how are you overcoming them, and any success stories if you have with regards to overcoming the challenges and being able to come above it. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, actually, it's a very good question with that the challenges, the perceived challenges which the outer world has and the actual challenges which we are currently facing is very different. So, as the common ground in both the areas, the misconception of Bastar, because we are working in tourism sector, and anything negative is also somehow hinder the progress which can be there. You know, so the first thing is the negative notion about Bastar identity. So that is what is taking much of time in developing the tourism here. So for that, the government and whatever tourists, हम लोग के में एक कहना है कि जब तक आप देखते नहीं है तब तक आपको भरोसा नहीं होता। इट्स इंडियन मेंटालिटी कि जब तक हम देखते नहीं है तब तक भरोसा नहीं होता है। when people come to Bastar, then they see good roads, good transport facility, there is education facility, there is a airport, there is electricity at the villages, there's PSC, CSC. There are many facilities which are now coming up. Yeah, the ऐसा नहीं था कि everything was sorted in like past. It was a zone, it was an area where the development has taken its own time to reach. But now the development is there. Now people are getting, connected to the world. So now the first thing was the negative perception. The second change is getting the trust of the local people because they don't know about anything about Bastar. So it is one very popular location is there, which is named as Dholkal. When we enter Dholkal, it is very near to the mining area of Bailadila. So when we enter to the Dholkal, the local people said that you people are coming here for exploitation of the minerals again. So they were very hesitant in understanding anything from us. But we take multiple efforts. We build a trust of the local panchayat, local people, took the administration into the loop, and everything we did. And it took approximately a year in getting the real trust from them. So we are not in a very hurry for developing anything. We'll take, because it is a slow process. We understand that the community, it's a new thing. The tourism is new thing for them, so it will definitely gonna take time. So or and also as an organization, we are also not in a hurry to change everything. Do the magic and do everything there. So now, because of in the Dolkal, because of the tourism, so approximately 10,000 to 15,000 people trek every year. So think about the economy, the income which is being generated in the village. So there is a huge contribution to the local economy. Now it is happening because we have not forced the tourism to the local community. They understand, they make their SHGs, they took their time, and now everything is into autopilot mode. So that's the second challenge. The trust was the second challenge. The third one is currently a connectivity. So we do have flights, we do have a road connectivity, but at the same time, we don't have a good connectivity of train. So once the train is there, only then we can have a development. So that the three only constraints which we have. But fortunately, we have now. When we started our journey, the road was at that time in Chhattisgarh. The road condition is very good, but the train connectivity is getting done. By in coming 2 or 3 years, we'll be connected with Delhi or Mumbai or Kolkata. Kolkata, we all already connected with Kolkata. But yeah, so the train connectivity is the challenge, but it is going on. So we are taking time. So we in every communication. So it is a communication. People don't know, and people even don't think that Bastar can have a airport. So in our communication in social media, we always in every post we just make it popular that Bastar has a airport, how to reach from different locations. So every post, every tour packages which we sell does have has the mention about how to reach Bastar, and Bastar is a safe place to travel. This is the
Yes, it
communication which
certainly
we
is, and
make.
it's a beautiful place to
Yeah.
be. Thanks, Jeet. I'll now come to Satendra ji. Talking about what we can foresee is infrastructure can be a challenge in remote regions, just what how Jeet mentioned. And in terms of what you are delivering at Bastar se Bazar tak, it might be addressing issues related to transportation, logistics, and connectivity. So, how are you being able to overcome them, and what is the role of technology, if at all, technology and innovation in processes or innovation in new products that you are incorporating to overcome these challenges?
Exactly. So coming to the main point, technology and innovations which involved in our microprocessing unit, that's the solar based. We supported the sector foundation to design to cover it up, right? Second, the infrastructure challenges, because we are in the domain of forest processing. Perishability is the main thing, because not more than 2 to 3 days jamun and custard apple so what we are doing, so the farmer is taking participation. So in our local available resources, tractor किसी के पास में, किसी के पास में बोलेरो पिकअप है, work totally highly infrastructure oriented, because अगर वो कैपिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वो पूरा नहीं रहेगा तो उतने अच्छे से होता नहीं है. But the one thing, the best in our model is we gain the trust from the community. and that trust, they feel the ownership and participation like the good tribal farmer. वो जो होती है ना कि गणपति पूजा में, दुर्गा पूजा में लोगों से चंदा लेते हैं, तो वो वैसे चंदा ले लेके हमने अपना एंटरप्राइज किया है, क्योंकि बिकॉज वी वांट टू क्रिएट अ रियल सोशल बिजनेस इन स्पेशली इन नॉर्थ बस्तर. So in this way, we are overcoming these infrastructural challenges. Coming to the in long-term way, yes, we want to set up a farmer factory model in the industrial area, which will be run and owned by the group of tribal women farmer in next 3 to 5 years.
Wonderful. Thank you, Satendra. I'll come back to you, Jeet. Towards one of the final questions from my end, asking you about sustainability and the future plans for Unexplored Bastar. In what ways do you ensure the sustainability of the projects that are initiated in the communities? And what are the future plans for expanding and deepening your engagement with these communities?
Yeah. So, we have kept everything in a very democratic way. It comes with the Gram Panchayat taking ownership of everything. So the administration is helping, and the Gram Panchayat doing a Gram Sabha, and a resolution is getting passed to engage the local youth into tourism sector. So in entire process, we are just facilitating this entire process, and they are just finding the right candidate for doing this kind of activity from the village. So it is a very democratic, but yes, it does require a support from administration, because there is some laws and some regulations which have to be there, which has to be there which has to be there in tourist places. So for that, what we have done,
Yes.
am I audible? Yeah. So in that case, what we actually do, we also take in a loop the local administration like Tehsildar and SDM. They are the main controller of the local level laws. So we also take their consideration. We make the master plan of one location, get approved from the master plan in terms of the infrastructure development which can be done in one location, which can be a sustainable. Sometimes what happen, we sometimes we have a huge money, and you think of building anything, even you not considering the local community. So what we actually do, we take their consent, also their role in the decision making. So we also facilitate those things. So sustainability in our sense, that if I'll talk about our project, that we have made approximately 50 35 to 40 panchayats we engage with. We work with the panchayat in approximately 10 odd districts. So in all those 10 odd districts, what we actually do is, if I'll think about the success ratio, it's approximately 80% of all the people. All the people are working right now. Am I audible? Yeah. So that's one thing. And if as you have asked about the future plans, as we have so far able to replicate this model in different parts of Chhattisgarh, we think that this model, where you give more power to and more engagement and more responsibility to the local people. So this kind of model can be replicated in, as Satendra ji sir has said, that it can be replicated in all the aspirational districts where there is a scope of tourism, and those area which is a tribal, where has a major tribal population. So we wanted this concept to be a global concept where this type of model can be replicated every of these places in India and across the globe. So this is our vision currently, that we want to scale up to that level, that it this tourism gives actual benefit to the local economy, not in the only the monetary terms, like in not in the economic terms, in all other social indicators as well. Yeah.
I would like to say something to all of you. So, I think this has been a very insightful conversation for me because we've all heard about Bastar. I have heard about Bastar a lot of times, but today uh, I could understand how, and the name of the session is very rightly given, Tribalink, how you have bridged the gap, how you have connected the community to the urban world. So I think the work that all the three of you have already done and are already and are doing it is phenomenal, because like you all only mentioned that sustainability is a very fancy word. All
Yeah.
of us talk about it. We It's a daily it's more of a marketing type of thing. We all talk about sustainability, but actually the tribal community lives sustainably, and they have been living like that always. There is so
Mm.
much to learn from them, and I think, in my opinion, it would be great if you can come up with more such ideas in your respective projects, where you can connect the urban youth to such sustainable solutions, because
Okay.
youth, as we know, they are the transformative force of future, and connecting them to sustainable solutions and ideas is the need of the hour. So maybe if you can engage more, just a thought, if all the three of you can engage more with urban youth, I think that would take Buster to another level. Just wildly thinking.
Yeah. Now, as correct, ma'am. As now we have a time, so I just want to share a short video so that people visually can sense what actually Bastar all about. So, can I share a small short video of Bastar?
I hope it's a short video because we have already overshot the time.
Yeah, it's
So,
just
yeah, one
very
video
small.
will do.
Yeah, just one video.
Yes.